Okay. Hello everyone, Master, and today we are back with Red and Breeze Hollywood. Now it's been a while since I played the game. Where we ended off last time, we were investigating the missing vampire who was with the frig wait, which house was I again? Oh god, forget about that. But like, anyway, long story short, she was murdered. Then we found her body. Well, we found her head on the TV. Then Marcus show up, and then I think we left or something. I don't know. Well, I don't know. We might find out. We might know. Anyway, guys, this is actually well, this one's actually October, so it's a perfect month of the year. Alright, let me read this. If you're puzzled as to why the smell of her blood is so wretched, beyond the advanced state of decay, of course, it's because of a rather curious phenomenon. He wandered back towards me, observing my face intently. To humankind, vampire blood is wonderful, intoxicating, a drug beyond any other. In fact, it gives them certain temporary powers, usually a very weak form of the donor's own. But to other vampires, another Night Stalker's blood is the most repelling taste on earth. A rare few of our kind can drink vampire blood without throwing it up, but in most cases, we are all but toxic to each other. Drinking vampire blood wasn't really on my to-do list anyway. So even if a vampire drinks another blood, they don't get powers. I guess whoever killed the agent wasn't out for blood then. If they were, they certainly made an atrocious mess of it. But I suspect they had other uses in mind for her, whatever they may be. Marcus tilted his head to the side, exhaling a quiet sigh, his thoughts seeming to drift off somewhere else. Ah, well, enough of such morbid, trivialities. My goodness, I can't even speak. It's been a while since I played this game. I should be crawling back to my shop, but before I do, I wanted to mention something that you may find important. Oh, what might that be? Now, despite what you may think, the number of vampires in Los Angeles is fairly low. Most of us all know each other, or at least each other's names. And that's exactly why word about you will spread faster than herpes in the game of spin the bottle. In fact, I have a mind to believe it's already spreading. Wait, so everybody knows who I am? Or heard my name? Everything you do or say will get out somehow. So keep that locked up in your mind somewhere, safe and sound. They can talk my way all they want. I don't care. As admirable as I find your assuredness, you may want to reflect on the shaky ground beneath your feet. Shari's hounds will keep you from leaving the. Oh, frig off, man. Sorry about that. Is he flicking ads from Google Chrome? The ads. Shari's hounds will keep you from leaving the city, which means you're at the mercy of other vampires for now. Consider associating more with your fellow stalkers of the night. Indeed, as often as you can. Not just the vampires who share your beliefs either. A creature is corrupted when they hold in higher esteem those who agree with them rather than those who don't. Make allies, or at least observe your enemies, because someone will always find a fantastic excuse to hate you. Even you make Jesus look like he wasn't trying hard enough. You can find our kind everywhere. The slaughtering house, the abattoir. I mean to say the streets, the bar, the beach, the hotel. He gestures grandly in a half circle with one hand, as if using the surrounding filth to symbolize LA. And you know where my den of depravity is, of course. Then I'll start looking for around for allies. Time to jumpstart my vampire social life. Feels like high school again. I don't know. I have a hard time getting along with other people. I don't know. Why? I never said that you have to. I am. I am merely suggesting you find a certain proverbial. Wait, is it proverbial or something? I don't freaking know. I never heard that word before. Banner under which to pitch your tent, or else you might find yourself braving the storm alone. He exhaled a long, quiet sigh, smiling wistfully for some reason or another, but probably not from sympathy. Boy, that pause, what the hell? But just as he turned to leave, Marcus paused, throwing a sudden glance back towards me. I'm sure our roads will cross again sooner or later, Max. No need to take the one less traveled. It makes little difference in the end. He raised two fingers to offer me a casual wave, eyes glinting behind his glasses. As Marcus disappeared around the corner, his presence rapidly faded, almost as if the darkness had just swallowed him up. For all I knew, maybe it had. With the killer's note in my hand and the image of Shari's dead agent burned into my brain, I made my own exit. Oh, back here. Back on the street, the driver had been patiently waiting for me. Of course, he said nothing as I climbed to the sedan, even though I probably smelled like all of LA's bodily waste. Surely, even he wonders sometimes if he was being paid enough for all this. I want to know, I mean, like, vampire, like, you need to pay. We're back here. Which house is this? I know this house. Is the beginning. How did I forget that one thing? The glimmering hotel lobby welcomed my return with warm lamplight. But the second I stepped inside, the desk clerk hastily motioned me over, offering me to telephone and a scribbled phone number. Apparently, Sharice was traveling and couldn't receive my report in person, so I had to ring up her hotel. Yes, Sharice Locke speaking. Her voice crackled sharply at me, brisk as ever. Who is this? Your favorite. Wait. Hello, Sharice. It's Max. Ah, good. I was expecting you to call. I apologize for not being there to speak with you, but I'm afraid I had to attend to business matters. I assume you found the agent then? Give me the details of your report. Tell her everything. I described everything that I could remember, mentioning the agent's body and the way I discovered her. There was a note too, which I read out to Sharice. I see. After I finished, the line went silent. The line went silent for several long moments. It doesn't seem like an act of intimidation, but more peculiar to leave a body in the sewers regardless. Her halting words sounded a little wary, concern rippling through her voice. To be perfectly honest, my voice cracked. To be perfectly honest, this strikes me as the work of an independent rogue or a serial killer rather than an assassin. Rather unnerving, to say the least. We should all be careful until the culprit's found. The price of my therapy bills is going to be, well, she's dead, and what's done is done. We should all be careful. I agree. Maybe an isolated incident, but I would rather not to lose any further associates to some unhinged killer. Shari's pointer cleared her throat, and just like that, glided onto the next subject. Alright, sorry guys, I had to save, so let's go. Your timing as always is perfect. I recently received a message about a few problematic mortals. These past 2 nights, it would appear that they've been searching for vampires, most likely as part of some supernatural tabloid publication. She let out a quiet, wary exhale that suggested this kind of thing wasn't new. Normally, they wouldn't be anything but a mild nuisance, except these mortals are dangerously close to the No, wait, no. Okay, no. The Marva is his second house, close to the Marva house, hideout out on the beach. And I assume you know firsthand how rowdy Randall and his followers are. I couldn't really tell if her pointed remark was supposed to be accusing or sympathetic. Knowing Sharice though, it probably was safe to assume the former. Therefore, I put as things bluntly, I need you to drive these humans away. You are up to the task, I assume? Okay, but... Okay, I'll get right on it. Excellent. I expect swift and desirable results as you prove yourself quite capable of delivering. Feel free to employ whatever means necessary. Just ensure that Randall Street street urchins don't gosh, sorry guys. Like I wasn't even stuttering. I was just like my mouth is like filled with like I don't know, it's a lot, oh Lord, spit a lot when I'm talking so much. Street urchins don't show their faces on the nightly news. Very well. Unless there's further business, I'll leave you to your devices. That's all. Good night, sir. Nope, goodbye. Leaving me to my devices is a bad idea. That's all. Good night, Charis. Good night, Max. With that, the line clicked off and my second mission for Charis came to the end. It seemed like this was going to be my new routine, at least until the war was over. So for better or worse, I have to settle into it. Now back to my room. At the desk clerk's insistence, I changed to a bathrobe and let the staff wash my disgusting clothes. By the time I returned to my room, still swathed in fluffy pink cotton, the sun's rays were beginning to loom dangerously on the horizon. I was meeting Randall at Saturnalia tomorrow, which would presumably be more relaxing than tonight's adventure. When I left the beach house, he sounded eager to see me again, so hopefully I wouldn't be stood up. Okay. Crawling under the covers, I curled up in my comforting darkness. Soon, sleep took me away, blocking out the painful sun. The end of another night in Hollywood. Okay, so how many tasks do we have to do before the game ends? I don't know. That's The faded wooden sign in front of me looked like a relic from Hollywood's golden age. Saturnalia, it read in swirly letters. It seemed this was the place. I left the hotel not long ago where the desk clerk helpfully gave me direction to Heath's bar. Apparently it was a popular neutral ground for LA's vampires, even the ones who didn't live close to Hollywood. I wasn't really sure what to expect from this place, or if I'd be welcomed as a new vampire, but since Heath ran it, I hopefully be safe. Oh dang, I thought it was gonna be fancy. What is this? The bar I stepped into was dim, slightly cramped and flecked with low conversations. Something about it felt faded, like the sign outside. Maybe it was the peeling movie posters on the wall, or the lonely patrons sitting in corners, or the glittering lights that filtered through the windows. Somehow it brought me back to a time I couldn't even remember. Max! A loud, husky, unmistakable voice called out to me from the corner of the bar. Sure enough, there was Randall sitting at the table and raising his glass to greet me. Randall! Get over here already. Follow his back to the man, I approached Randall's table, peering curiously into his glass. The liquid looked like blood, but I caught the scent of alcohol too. Oh yeah, it's from a drunk human. The only way most of us can keep it down. Randall offered me an explanation after noticing my gaze, chuckling softly. Free range human, I hope. What? Are they raising humans as cattle or something? Yeah. Thanks for... yeah, I am I don't want to drink that. Feel range human, I hope. You'd be surprised. The mortals who do know about us are usually pretty eager to please. No cages required, except for the ones who are into that kind of thing. With a faint snort, he reached forward to pull out my chair, motioning me to sit. I settled down onto the old brittle stool, which let out a faint squeak of protest. Anyway, spiked or regular blood. Not everyone likes to get buzzed, so I won't judge you if you take it easy. Oh my, wait, okay. I'm supposed to not drink human blood? And I don't want to get drunk? Spiked or regular? Just regular. I don't drink, okay? Got it. Coming right up. He hopped off his seat and strode towards the bar, his huge boots thudding across the tile. While I waited for Randall to come back, I glanced over to his side of the table where a few napkins were scattered around. He'd been drawing on the napkins. Pretty skilled drawings too. But all the sketches were dark, even disturbing, blending the grotesque and the beautiful. I leaned closer to make out the various figures, all of them drawn with thick, intense lines. There was a corpse-like creature with giant insectoid wings, and androgynos. How do you say that? This game has like a lot of vocabulary that I never heard of. Some human in the nude with hair streaming down their bony shoulders, and a gory crucified figure staring emptily into space, his jaw messily ripped off. Oh. Maybe it was my Iskari, that's the house I'm in. Maybe it was my Iskari blood speaking, but I found his pictures horribly mesmerizing. What did they reflect inside him, I wonder? Hey, get back on your own side of the table, kid. Oh, sorry, man. Randall approached with 2 glasses in hand, raising a playfully accusing brow at me. Had to do something to pass the time while I waited for you. You fashionably late... I can't say that. You fashionably late suckers are why I always carry a pen around. He set down 1 glass in front of me, downing a gulp from his own and slid back into his seat. You're incredibly talented, Randall. I love him. Some of your sketches are a little messed up. Yeah, I know. He shrugged, apparently not too surprised or offended by my comment. It's just what I like to draw. Can't help what comes to my own mind. If it bothers you, no one's forcing you to look at it. Randall took the napkins and crumbled them into a ball, stuffing it into his back pocket. I could tell he didn't really want to discuss them any further. Maybe it was embarrassing for him, considering his image and reputation. Now, how about a toast? To a legendary partnership of a starry-eyed newbie and his handsome mentor. Not the first time I've been... not the first time I've been called starry-eyed. Because you had your head in the clouds or because your eyes sparkled? Either way, do you mind clinking our glasses so I could drink already? He wiggled his raised glass at me, then jerked his chin towards my own. Both are pretty accurate, with a skillful way to dodge a subject. Cheers. Oh Lord. Okay. After I toasted Randall, I curiously tasted the dark liquid inside my glass. It was a lot better than the blood pack though. Not as delicious as a live human. Of course it didn't come with any of the predatory sensations that normal feeding did either. Although it's packed a punch, good stuff. With a satisfied grunt, Randall set his glass back down on the table. Oh yeah, before I forget, Max. Last time we talked, you said you traded some dirt on Queen in exchange for my sagely wisdom, didn't you? Guess it's too soon for you to know anything though. She probably just has you running around to pick a dry cleaning right now. I mean, if you call a dead body dry cleaning, then yes, pretty much nothing. Then yes, dead body, huh? Well, not that strange a thing to find. Not that strange a thing to find in a city. Unless there was something else weird about it. My mind flashed back to the twisted scene I found in the sewers. That disfigured corpse and the strange accompanying accompanying oh my god accompanying notes. Oh my goodness. Calling it weird was something of an understatement. It was one of Shari's agents, and she looked like the victim of a serial killer. A serial killer? Going after vampires? Never heard of something like that before. Wonder who could be behind it. He scratched absent-mindedly at his beard, frowning a little. Well, thanks for telling me anyway. I doubt she'll make you do any stuff related to the war anytime soon, especially not while she knows you and I are together. I mean, spending time together, mentorship and crap. That wasn't a Fuendian slip, was it? Nah, I always say exactly what I mean to say. I'm not good at mind games like Marcus though, so don't read too much into things. Randall glanced down into his glass, rattling the ice cubes around in a circle. A small, thoughtful crease appeared on his forehead, as if he were considering something carefully. Alright, let's talk about you, kid. With a patient sigh, he returned his gaze up to mine, tilting his head a little to the side. I know it might seem like a nice gig, getting off. That's Randall's talking. Frig. Get a fancy hotel room in exchange for doing Queen's errands. But the truth is, you're not gonna learn jack crap about yourself like that. I was mulling things over after you left the other night, and well, I think you should spend some more time with me and the clan, you know. Oh, okay. I don't really do mentoring in the traditional sense, but if you hang around us long enough, I know you'll learn a lot of things. All right, I thought you said I could enjoy the mother. Are your clansmates all right with that? They are, sure. I explained to them that you were a cool guy, and I think they're coming around it too. It's not they're not bad types or anything. They just take a while to warm up to folks in situations like yours. For a few seconds, his eyes darted down to his glass, lingering there briefly before returning upward. I'm not saying you'll want to be part of our family, clan, whatever the hell you want to call it. I know it's not for everyone, but you can pick up a lot of wisdom from being around people who are different from you, listening to what they have to say, even if you don't always like it or agree with it. And hey, when we're not getting into trouble, we have some pretty killer parties. Let me tell you, a killer party when you're already dead, legendary. And you don't even have to worry about alcohol poisoning. Count me in. I'm not so much into parties, but I don't know, groups aren't usually my thing. Nah, that's alright, newbie. No one's gonna force you to talk or expect anything from you. And if you want, you can always hide behind me. I'll keep you safe. He reached out over the table to playfully squeeze my shoulder, letting out a chuckle. Give it a try at least, okay? Alright, for a little while. That's the spirit, one step at a time. Ronald beamed at me, his eyes shining affectionately. But after a few moments, the smile on his face grew more wistful. He traced a finger along the grooves in our table, throwing a brief glance out of the window before meeting my gaze again. Don't you think this is all funny as hell, Max? Kinda pathetic too. That's usually how life is, yes. Yeah, but that's not what I meant. I'm talking about us. Sitting here talking over drinks, trying to hold onto our humanity by copying what we did in life. But a vampire drinking out of glasses like a lion eating a hamburger. You don't think we should still pretend we're human? I'm not sure I follow. I s- I'm not sure I follow. You know, a beast pretending like it's civilized. A wild creature should be hunting its own food, accepting what it is, not acting all human. I'm not saying that we should gore people in the streets, but it's pointless to act like something we're not, following rules that keep us from being what we are. You know what I mean? He glanced sharply at me, not bothering to hide the curiosity in his eyes. I think we're too human to act. I think we're too human to act like beasts. We still need law and order. Yeah, but who gets to make those laws and enforce there? Who enforce them? Who has any idea how to rein in vampires? How to make a bunch of crazy immortals play nice? I think I could do a pretty good job at it. Someone who actually get things done. Is that right? Are you talking about yourself here or someone else? Honestly, I'm not sure yet. Not a bad answer. Ambition's a great thing, as long as you don't turn into a tyrant or somebody's puppet. He paused, then, lifting up his glass to drain the rest of its contents. When it was empty, Randall clanked it down onto the table and leaned forward, lowering his voice a little. Hey, listen, kid. Just between you and me, I gotta say, I appreciate how honest you are. It's a real breath of fresh air in between all the politics. Chuckling faintly, he glanced down to his empty glass, then back up to my face. Hell, I couldn't care less what house you came from. Because, you know, your Max. It's Heath. You came by. You should have said something sooner. Oh, great. As soon as the delighted voice ranged out in the bar, Randall rolled his eyes so hard that I only saw their whites for a second. Oh, it is Heath. Okay. The source of his annoyance strolled up soon after, his smiling warmly down at me. I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. Otherwise, I wouldn't make you. I wouldn't make you. I would make sure you got special treatment. Ah, you brought a friend. As if he only just noticed Randall, he tilted his head towards the other man curiously. There's something I didn't expect. Randall and a charming new arrival to show up together. You two know each other? A little. We talk now and then, back before the war caused this awful divide. Yeah, sure. We were just fast friends. Randall's dismiss Randall's dismissive response made Heath glance at him, a wistful sigh leaking from his lips. Well, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'll let the two of you get back to your talking, but Max, anytime you like to come by, I'm always here to listen. Thanks, Heath. I'll see you around. He brightened up a little at my friendly reply, his eyes shining at me. Stay safe, ho. Stay safe, Max. I hope I'll see you again soon. What was that? After glancing briefly between Randall and me, he turned and disappeared around the corner, probably heading to check on another customer. Randall stared after him, narrowing his eyes. I can feel it. What? What? Okay, yeah, I actually forgot to mention, yeah, actually look up on the Red Embrace, the original one. It's actually known as the BL visual novel. And I'm not a person to do BL. I'm just like, I just want to get things I'm not even doing like a dating thing in visual novels at all. I can feel love in the air. Is it me or you know? I don't know. You didn't need to be so rude to him. Not sure about that, Max. He's one of those guys who'll play dumb about something unless you're blunt with him. Pretty standard East Curry fare. His fingers balled into a fist for a moment, then relaxed, splaying out across the tabletop. Now, what was I saying before he stuck his powder nose in? Ah, crap, whatever. Let's swap stories when I get drunk and you laugh at me from your sober high horse. I'm expecting some crazy stories out of you, so don't disappoint me. Don't get too drunk, Randall. I'm pretty sure I can't carry you home. Not with that attitude. Wouldn't mind seeing you try though. As the night wore on, I found myself nearly forgetting what I become and where I was. Laughing at Randall's ridiculous adventures over a drink, relaxing in the bar, enjoying the quiet atmosphere. It almost felt like I was still alive, having a normal night out. I couldn't forget his comments about vampires pointlessly acting like humans, but I had to wonder if he really felt that way. Sure, he occasionally sneer at our charade and the twisted humor of it all. When I heard his deep laugh and saw his relaxed grin, though, it made me think maybe a part of him still wanted to be human. Maybe it is. Maybe he want to become human the whole time. He just want to be living in the public as a human. Finally, when the sunrise started to loom closer, we emptied our glasses and head back on the street. There was still a few late night wanderers roaming around, but it was much quieter than before. There was a brief, slightly awkward pause as we stood on the sidewalk. Our comfortable Fox normal atmosphere fading into the night. Thanks for the drinks and stories. It was really fun. So about the complete. Thanks for the drinks and stories. It was really fun. Same to you, kid. You got a really interesting past. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm actually an artist. I'm actually an artist in this story. You got a really interesting past, and the best years of your death are yet to come. Hopefully, I'll be in some of your crazier stories. He trailed off, gazing down at me with slight tilt of his head, as if considering something. You're staying at Hollywood Heights, right? How about I walk you there? Make sure you get in safe. So genteel. Who are you? And what are you? Won't you be attacking if you get close? It's a East Curry base, isn't it? Yeah, I thought about that. Clasping his hand behind his head, Randall started to walk towards the hotel, slowing his pace until I caught up to his side. I can't go into an actual place with you since Queen would not be happy to see me around. Unless I was offering to work with her, that is. Ali is what she says. What she says. Slave is what she means. His lips pulled back to a distasteful grimace. I don't care. I don't think she's that bad, even charming in her own way. Why do you hate Shari so much, exactly? Kid, I really don't want to spend the whole night ranting about her. She gets her power from the little doormats who are happy enough to be abused and to what to do as long as they don't have to think. His voice steadily fell from its normal loud, confident pitch to a low monotone. I couldn't tell if he was hiding his anger, sinking into gloominess, or something else entirely. I guess I'll see for myself sooner or later. So, ended our conversation, we continued our walk in silence. The sound of distant sirens, muffled traffic, and even our own footsteps became deafening. I wasn't used to Randall being so quiet. He seemed to be brooding over our conversation, but his irritation didn't make him move away. In fact, he stayed close to my side, a protective half step or so behind me. By the time we arrived at the hotel, however, its dark mood had started to subside. Wouldn't be happy if we never had to see this place again. With his eyes roaming up to the bombastic Hollywood Heights sign, Randall let out a grunt of distaste. Whatever. Hey, more importantly, thanks for coming out with me tonight, Max. Why don't you come over to the beach again this week? Hang over with me and the group. I'll give you my number though if you call from the hotel. What would you say? Phone's probably tapped. Okay. Keep inviting me and my. We'll see. My vampire schedule is becoming pretty busy. It is, huh? Well, maybe you can slot in an hour or two for your mentor. I won't waste your time, promise. Randall let out one of his deep, husky laughs, the usual playfulness returning to his voice. Then, pulling out a pen from his pocket, he tore the corner of a napkin he stuffed in there earlier and scribbled out a phone number. There, give me a call whenever you need me, and hell, even if you don't. Thanks, I'm sure I will sooner or later. Alright, go on, get inside, kid. I'll be seeing you around soon. Wave at him. He waved back at me, wearing a fond smirk. I headed for the hotel entrance and was about to step into the revolving doors when I threw one glance over my shoulder. Randall had turned away, but someone was approaching him. A man in a sleek suit, Shari's agent. Randall stood stock still, staring at the other man, stiffening like an animal about to fight for its territory. Hide and listen. Curiosity slapped me across the face, and I had to respond to it. Slipping behind the wall, I peered around the corner at the two men, straining my ears. The hell want? Merely remind you. Even with my sharpened sense of hearing, I couldn't make out every word. Tell Miss Lockett some other limp. No need. Behavior. You are aware of the. You are aware of the control she. You are aware of the control an ally, Max himself, appreciated. There was an extended pause for a time. I couldn't hear anything at all. With a loud grunt of disgust, Randall turned on his heel, kicking the asphalt as he stalked away. The Iskari vampire watched him for a short time, but before long, they left to enter the hotel. I missed most of the conversation, but I heard my name mentioned. Was Shari's trying to use me as some kind of leverage? Whatever the case was, it gave me an uneasy feeling. Oh, I think she was trying to use me. I waited for a few minutes just to be safe, then slipped inside the hotel. Luckily, the Iskari from before was nowhere to be seen. Oh my god. By the time I reached my room, I felt exhausted, like I run 4 marathons in an hour. Maybe a hint of sunlight creeping up on the horizon was already draining my energy. I settled down in the darkness to reflect on the last important thoughts drifting through my mind. Randall, Shari's, and the conflict that was slowly brewing under the surface. There wasn't much I could do now, but having a mentor in the opposing faction probably meant to try about that. Still, I decided to take Randall up on his offer and visit him in the next few days. After a long talk tonight, I felt like I still wasn't sure what to make of him. He makes a good friend. I definitely got. Yeah, like I said, it's actually a BL visual novel. You could, but in this game, you could actually be a girl or a boy. In as you can, if you haven't seen my first episode of Red Embrace, I liked him, but I didn't agree with his views. He make a good friend. I like Randall a lot, and he seemed like a type who wants always have my back, like a brother. You know what I'm saying?